The honourable member for Timmins, James Bay.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I want to thank my honourable colleague for the incredible passion and work she's done on this file. As we speak today, the people of Kashechewan are being forced to face another evacuation. Year in, year out, every spring, the people of Kashechewan have to leave their traditional territory because they are living in a community that is fundamentally unsafe. And I bring this up at this point because we have had the Conservative government break agreements with the people of Kashechewan. We have had the Liberal government sign agreements with the people of Kashechewan. But there's no difference between the actions of either party. They continue to ignore the health and safety of people. The Liberals make promises but don't follow through. I'd like to ask my honourable colleague, with another year facing threat to people, their very lives, having to leave their homes in the midst of a third wave of COVID, what she thinks about this government's failure to live up to the obligations of legal contracts that they've signed with Indigenous people to guarantee human rights and justice.
The honourable member for Winnipeg Centre.
I'd like to thank my honourable colleague for his question, and just to remind this House that that Canada has signed on to international human rights obligations. We are signatories to human rights in the international community, yet this government has willfully and intentionally violated the minimum human rights of Indigenous peoples. We know Indigenous peoples in this country, as a result of violent human rights violations, were already behind. And we know as a result of COVID-19, people are even further behind. And the fact that in all the COVID spending, that although we were further behind, although Indigenous people comprised 5% of the entire population, we were given less than 1% of the overall COVID funding. That is a normalized behavior. That is a normalized behavior in this country that we need to look at. We need to stop turning a blind eye and ensure that all people that live in this place that we now call Canada are assured minimum human rights. That includes the right to housing, the right to accessing clean drinking water, the right to keep their kids, the right to go to school in their own territories. These very minimum human rights that are up for debate almost daily in this House. So I'd like to thank him very much for the